Hi guys, as promised in my previous sessions, today I'll be taking you through a comprehensive coverage of hospital management system using visualbasic.net, and therefore, as usual, we shall start by doing a demonstration of what we shall be doing in this series. And if I run my system, my system will build up. And then this is what, ladies and gentlemen, you'll expect to see. Therefore, my system has doctors module, appointments module, patients module, payment modules, pharmacy module, and wards module. And to start with, if you are very keen, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that the only buttons that are active is login, clear, and close. Then these ones are deactivated. And for instance, if at this point somebody gives wrong credentials for login here, then hit on login, you'll get an error message that login error, invalid details entered. But if I go ahead and supply the correct login here, ladies and gentlemen, then hit on login. There we go. You'll be in a position to see that our system is active. And therefore, if I hit on doctors module here, so, ladies and gentlemen, after having seen that demonstration, let's go one-on-one and start creating the GUIs. Therefore, we launch new Visual Studio, then hit on New Project. Now, once you hit on New Project, this time around, make sure Windows Form application is loaded. Then we then go to this point here. We can just call our project hospital hospital 1 MIS. Then we hit on OK. Therefore, it is creating our project. Then from this point around here, we start with Form 1. Therefore, you can just go to Windows Properties here. Then hit on your form. Then down here, you scroll to give it various, that is the height and the width. You can have something like by 800. Then save that form. Therefore, save the project as this. That is all right. We just save it. Then after that, we need to create our first GUI. That is the dashboard. And to create the dashboard, here is where we go about it. Now I can start by assigning our form the background. If I just go to B here, background, and then you just go to customize, you give it that color, save it, then go to this point here, the toolbox, hit the toolbox, go toolbox here, then go to panel where you can see the panel. Here we go. Therefore the panel is here. Now once you get the panel, draw the panel, go to border style, change that one to 3D, then hold Control on your keyboard and duplicate the panel, scroll, hold the Control key again, duplicate the panel that way. Therefore this is how our panel looks like. Therefore this is how it looks like. Therefore we have our 3D panels here. Then down here we need to have 3 buttons. Therefore you go to toolbox, go to button where the button is, scroll up here, take the button. Therefore for the button we need 3 buttons. Therefore just draw one button here, then hold Control, that is 2, 3, go back, take a label, then cross this one, also draw the label here, hold Control, label 2, hold Control, label 3. Our work is easier. Then after doing that, you can just drag our mouse just like we do in Microsoft Access. Copy that, go to this other end here and paste. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Our work is even easier. Then go back to toolbox, take a text box, take a text box here, draw a text box, hold Control, we have 2 text boxes, then go back, take a label, we have a label here, hold Control, we have 2 labels. There we are. Now we are left with changing the font and sort of view, and therefore you can also go back here and take a label and draw it here. Therefore we start with this, go to properties, down here, scroll, go to where the text is, double click and type where you want, or you need to have a hospital management system using dotnet. There we are. Then you click increase the font size of this. If we just scroll to where you see the font size here, double click. Now once you double click, you can give it the kind of font you want here. Like now I want to use this bold, and then it should be bigger, size 48. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore that is our title. Then we proceed to this button here. This button here, you change it to BTN Doctor. Then this one here, change this one to BTN Appointments. Then we go to the next one. The next one is BTN Patient. Then we go to the next one. The next one here. The next one is BTN Payments. BTN Payments. Then we go to the next one. The next one is BTN Pharmacy. Then we go to the next one. The next one is BTN Words, that way. Then after having done that one, you go to label. You also change the labels, but for this one I don't think we need the labels. Just remove the labels here. You hit it correctly. Therefore this one we don't need a label. Also this one, remove the label, remove the label, remove the label. but increase the size of the button. Therefore this one can just be assigned to that's the center part. Also this one, you can just bring this one down a bit. This one down. This one should be, you can use the arrow keys. Just a moment. I just undo that one. For this one, I just want it down there. Therefore from this point you just take this one to the center part there. Also this one here to the center part. Then after doing that, these ones we have just given them that is the names. Therefore we now need to do the labeling. The labeling is done at the text part here. Therefore this is doctor details. Then this one again, this is appointments. This one here is patient details. Then this one, just go to text where the text is. This one is payments. This is payments. Then this one here is pharmacy. Then this one here, this one is words. Then after doing that, you can just go to this point here, click these ones, you select them like that, go to where the font is, font, then change the font to something like 12. There we are, that way. Therefore this is size 12. Then after having size 12 there, you can just change this one here, that is the label. Here this is label stays, the name stays that way. Then we can just go to the text. Therefore this one is username. Then this one here, the label here, this one is password. Then this one is password. Go to this part here. This is the password. Then change the font size of these two. This one here is, change the font size. Just borrow this that way. Also increase the font size of these two here, 14, something like 14. There we are. Then this one we can just take this one somewhere to the center, that way. Then the next thing to do here is to assign photos to this. Therefore you just go scroll down here, go to where the image is here, image. Therefore you click on the 3 dotted lines, then import. Therefore you go to where our pictures are, that is pictures. Go to these ones here. Therefore we need to have doctor. Therefore we have that one. Click on OK. Therefore once you click on OK, then go to align picture, go to the left. Then we go to appointments, do the same to that. Go to image, go to import. Therefore we select all categories here. Then we need to have appointments. Click on OK. Change the location of that one. Before we go to where the image is here, the image should be on that side. Then patient, the same. We just go to image here, then import image for the patients. For the patients, we can have we can use this. Then just go to where the shape should be, that is the shape alignment or the image alignment here. Change that one to the other side. Then go to payments, do the same image here. Just go to import. We are in the payments, therefore just have that one. Then do the same. Go to image alignment, change. Then go to pharmacy. Go to image. Go to import image for the pharmacy. So you can use for the pharmacy. For the pharmacy, you can opt to use something that is close to, let's use this one. If I click on OK, then go to image alignment, and then align that way. Therefore, lastly, we go to the word, go to import. Therefore, we go to taking and something like this. This is the word that way. Then we go to where the image is, image here. Then just change it that way. Therefore, you can also edit this. This one doesn't look good. This one doesn't look good. Use name. There we are. Then for the password field here, we need to do something. Just go to where the password, this is use password here. There is this part here, use password. This one should be set to true, so that when I run now my form here, therefore I just run my GUI here. When I run my GUI like that, you notice that this field here can detect caps lock, and when you type the stuff there, the stuff is hidden. There we are. Therefore, then we stop this. Therefore, for these buttons here, we need to do something that one, that way. Therefore, this is our dashboard. Then we also need to do a button, three buttons. One, hold shift, hold control, sorry, 2, 3. Therefore, we need to have these three buttons here. Then go to this part, go to backara, B, where is B? We go to where backara is. Backara here. Change these ones to a different color, like now green. If we forgot to hold the control, because I wanted all of them to have the same color. Therefore, there we are. Therefore, this one can also be changed the name. This is BTN login. This is BTN clear. Then this one is BTN cross. Then after doing that, give this one a name. Like for example, this one is login, and you can use ampersand to give it a hotkey, login. Therefore, L will be underlined. Then this one, this is clear. We want C to be the hotkey. Then we need to have this one also. This is cross. Therefore, we have letter L as our hotkey. Then after doing that, hold control, click on them, then go to where our font is here, click on it. Therefore, you can bold that one, make them 12. Good. Then after having done that, you can also work on these ones here. Just go to backara, where the backara is for these ones. For these ones, you can make them light blue. There we are. Then if I cross on this, ladies and gentlemen, like that, Then we just do a bit of modification to this one, that way. Then we shall be in a position to see that we can still do something good. Then we, on this same point here, on the same point here, if for example I decide to increase the font of the size of this one that way, and also reduce this somewhere, then increase this somewhere there, then you can just pull these ones to that side. Good. Then we can have a rebel here, hold control, also have a rebel there. Then from there we just go to this point, go to property sheet, then go to image here, then I go to import, then I select all images here. If I can be in a position to have the users there, then I click on OK. Then here I need to remove the name so that the label, the label should remain. Here is the text. That way, then increase the size. Can increase the size to 14. Just a moment. Then you have this one here. We just go to image, import, and then you can put this one. Click on OK. Then go to font. We go to where the font is here. Then set this one something like 16. Also this one something to close to 16. There we are. Therefore, let's see how that one looks like. Therefore, let's look at that one. Therefore, when you click on this, let's see. When you save this one, then run, we need to first of all see what we have, what we have on that one. Therefore, let's just do a modification on this, ladies and gentlemen. This one, instead of using a label, let's use something different, a picture box. First, let me just have 2 picture boxes. Therefore, for this one, just go to image, then go to this one, that way, ladies and gentlemen. Then for this one, image, this way, then I use the key that way. Then you can just go to image. That is the size. This is the size of our image. Just need to reduce the size. That is the key. This should be the user. Therefore, for the user, just go to this one. I think they are somehow good. If we can just bring this one somewhere there, somewhere closer, like that. Then I'll have created that one. So if I cross that, cross this one, then I think we are somewhere. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the dashboard. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, if we just do a bit of hospital. There is an I somewhere. If you do that correction there, hospital. If now I run this one, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we are done by creating our dashboard. That is the dashboard of our system. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to pause at that point, and then later on we shall be in a position to proceed with our part 2 of hospital management system. In part 2, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be doing individual forms, where we shall do doctor's details form, appointments form, patients details form, payment forms, pharmacy form, and wards form. Later on, I will be taking you through on how to connect our Microsoft Access database with this Visual Basic .NET platform. And also later on, in our final part, we shall be doing the user authentication, where we shall be making sure that the login details are correct. And for this session, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. See you in my next session. Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of hospital management system using Visual Basic .NET. In our last session, we created the GUI for the dashboard, and therefore for today, we shall be in a position to first of all create the database that will be behind the doctors, appointments, patients, payments, pharmacy, and wards modules. Therefore, basically, you need to create 2 databases in Microsoft Access. The first database will be used to connect the login stuff here, that is the username, password, and then do the code for this. Then the second one will be the database that will be used to connect to doctors, appointments, patients, payments, pharmacy, and ward. And therefore, this is what we shall be using. We shall create a Microsoft Access database, and the database, ladies and gentlemen, is this one. We shall have the ID as the number there. We shall have the username, password, and also the admin, whether a person is an admin or not. Therefore, this is the design of our table. Then, if we go to design view, this is what I will use. I will use these ones. Therefore, your table looks like this. For example, if I tick on this guy here, that means she is an admin. Also here, Dawn is the admin. Therefore, that is the first database. Then we shall also have our second database. For our second database here, and this one, we shall have the appointments table. Therefore, let's just go to the design of our table, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see what we have. Therefore, this is our appointments table. We shall have these feeds. These are the feeds exactly that I will use to connect. Then in the doctors module, this is the doctors module. Therefore, this is what I expect us to use in the doctors module. Then on the other table, we have the patients table. The patients table, we shall have the following feeds: patient's ID and the others there. Therefore, you can look at this, be keen in case you want to create like mine. Then we have patients, that is the payments module. The payments module, we have the following, as you can see. Therefore, we have these ones. Then the next one, we have the pharmacy module. The pharmacy module, this is what will be captured in the pharmacist module. Remember to be very keen on data types. If you want date and time, make sure it is date and time. Then we have the wards module. The wards module will have the following feeds as indicated here. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be in a position to see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules in our Microsoft database. Therefore, will be our backend. This is our backend. This is where our information or our data will be kept. Therefore, after doing that, ladies and gentlemen, we need to create we need to create 6 forms. You just go to project up here. Therefore, when you hit on project, you hit on add form in that point there. Then you give your form a name here, just in this point here. Remember to select this one, that is the forms. I am using Visual Basic 2019. Therefore, this is our form 2. I just click on add. Once I click on add, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to do a bit of changes here. Therefore, we shall do a bit of changes down here. I just try to pull this up. Therefore, we can just go to where the size here. For example, I need this one to be something like 1350 by 7 something, that way. Therefore, my form will take those credentials or those properties. Then up here, I change the form name. Therefore, this one is the doctor. This is the doctor form. For this one is the doctor form. That way, then I save it. Then I go ahead, I proceed, go to project, add form. Then I add the third form, add. I do the same. If I can just go to form 2, take these properties here, then go to form 3, size, I paste them there, that way, and then click on save. Then I change the name. This is the appointment form. This is the appointment form. That way, I save that one. Then I proceed, next, project, add form. Now this is our form 4. If I just hit on add, then I go to this stuff here, paste. I need them to be of the same size. Then I just go up here. Therefore, this is the patient's form. Therefore, this is the patient's form. Then I proceed. I just go to the next one here. Just go to project, add form. This is our form 5. Our form 5 is pharmacy. Therefore, just go down here, paste, and save this. Then I just go to this point here. Therefore, this is our pharmacy form. That way. Then I just save. Then I create my last form. Just go to project, add form. Therefore, this is our form 6, add. Then I just go to the same point size. I paste that one. Then I just come to this part here, name. Therefore, this is our words form. Then I just save it. Now, once I save, it's also important to change the caption. Like I just got form 6. Then I just go down here. This is the caption. You see, ladies and gentlemen, up here we have form 6, but I want form 6 to read words. If I just go to words there, I save it. Then I just go to form 5, caption here. Form 5 is pharmacy. Therefore, I save it. You see here they are changing the name. Then form 4 we have the patient. So this is the patient's form, that way. Then we also go to form 3. Form 3 is appointments form. For this is appointments form, that way. Then we just go to our last form here. This is our doctor's form. Doctors. Good. Then the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, I will take you through how to connect the database with that is the Microsoft Access backend with this front end. Therefore, just go to tools, then you just go to this point here, ladies and gentlemen, connect database. Therefore, the wizard will launch. For this case here, we just choose Microsoft Access app here, continue. Then we wait and see what happens. From this point, just erase this is not important. Then just go to database name. Here should read Microsoft browse. Therefore, we just browse for our database. Therefore, my database is in Visual Basic 2019 and it is called hoc.acdb. Therefore, you can test connection. Connection is good. Therefore, just click on OK. Then wait for it to be added. Therefore, after doing that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are very keen, you realize that our database has been added here. Therefore, if I just go to our tables, this is our connections, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, our connection is success. Then I just needed to, like for example, we can just start with the doctor's form. That is our form 2. Therefore, this is our form 2. We just go to where our form 2 is. You can just cross this one here, just to make our form big. Therefore, from here, we can just do as we did in our last stuff. I took you through how to do a bit of modification. Therefore, you can just go to this point here, back arrow here. Just go to back arrow and change the back arrow of our form. We save that one. This is our doctor's form. Then from here, we just go to our server here. Therefore, we need to have this one. We need to, just a moment. Just have this one. We need to have this one brought here. Just a moment. We need to have our data source. If we just go to project here, we're searching for this, then add new data source there. If we just go to database, next, dataset, next. And therefore, this is what we need here. Therefore, just go to next. Okay, next. Our connection string will be this, next. Therefore, we tick on this, then finish. Okay, so guys, after connecting the database, we usually have the data source on this side here, and therefore we shall start with the doctor's module. Therefore, what you do, you just click on this one here when it is in details this way, then you just drag them to this side here. Therefore, you will just get that these feeds have been brought to this part here. Therefore, your work is just now to adjust on your form, and then you can change the font size, font style as you wish. Then on the other hand, we can also include a data grid down here. Therefore, we just still go to the same. This time round, I change to grid view and then drag it here. Then just adjust. You just adjust it to your required, that is to your required point. Like for instance, I think mine is up to that point. Therefore, this is our data grid down in this form here, this way. Therefore, we start by putting the design view. Then that is the design. Then we have the grid down here. Therefore, that one is that. This is form 2. Therefore, I can just decide to go to project. Then I just go to our hospital 1 IMS properties. Then I just choose here. Therefore, for the startup here, I change the startup to doctor form. Then I save and run to see what I have. Therefore, our system will build, and then once it builds, you'll be in a position to see how our form looks like. Then from there, you can be in a position now again to go to the next form and also do the same. Therefore, let's just wait and see how that one looks like. Therefore, just give it some moment. Let's see how that one goes. Therefore, for this case here, it have been flagged an error message. Therefore, let's just to try and see what this one, this line code loads into this. Therefore, first of all, just remove this code here, then just run it. There we are. Therefore, this is what we have, and you can be in a position to see that our feeds are active and also our data grid is active here. Therefore, you can still proceed on and do the next thing. The next thing is to go to this module here. That is, we just cross this. Go to form, the next form. The next form here is patients module. We do the same, ladies and gentlemen. Just go to this point, go to patient, then just drag this to that part. You have dragged it as a data grid. Therefore, we just go to this point here and increase this. We do the same. Make sure all feeds are displayed that way. Then we go again to the same patient. This time around we change it to details and then drag. Therefore, we shall have the patient's details indicated here. Therefore, this is the patient's details. Then you can also opt to subdivide them. You can subdivide them so that you can have half on this side and half on the other side here. If we just remove this, therefore this is how it looks like. This is the patients module. You can also drag these ones and increase the font size, and in case you want to edit these ones to look better, you can just go to where font is, that is font. Here we have our font here, then change that one accordingly. There we are. Therefore, you can see this one is taking shape. Just remove these ones just by dragging. Let them stay to such point. Therefore, after doing that, now, ladies and gentlemen, you have got the idea on how to connect to Microsoft Access and also how to drag and drop, that is creating the GUIs, whereby I have taken you through and given you the idea on how to do these ones and these ones. Then after having done that, I have also given you all the tips and ideas on how to actually do the customization of the GUI. Therefore, let's just go to form 2 here and add the buttons. Therefore, first of all, we can just do a bit of modification. Then we can just go and add the buttons. Therefore, to add the buttons, you can just first of all do a bit of that. Then you can just also pull these ones that way. Then let's add some buttons. Therefore, just go to toolbar. Once you go to the toolbar here, I need to have the panel. Therefore, I can click the panel and then draw it here. Then after doing that, just go to border style of the panel, the border style here, border. The border style is up to this point here. We can just have it as 3D. Then after doing that, I want to add some buttons here. If we can just go to button, go to the control here, then we have the button. If I have this button here, if I just hold control 2, 3, 4, 5, Then I need to change the font of my buttons. Therefore I just go to this point here, then I just increase the font size of this one to 12. Then I need to change the name of these buttons. Like for example, I just go to button number 1, and for this one we can just call it BTN add new. Then this one here, this is BTN I can have next. Then we have this one can be BTN previous. Then you can also have BTN delete. Then you can also have BTN cross the form. Then after having done that, you need to change the caption of these ones. Those were the names to be referenced. Therefore this one is add new. You can have it as add new. Then this one, this is BTN next. Therefore I can just have this one as next. Then this one previous. Then this one here we had delete. Then here we had cross. That is cross form. Therefore this is how that one looks like. For the next forms, you just need to drag this, and then you just copy these ones, then paste on the other one, but you have to do the coding afresh. Therefore for these ones here, for this button here, you also need to know the binding source. This is doctor binding source. That means that when I come to the coding part of it here, I need to type me dot doctor, should be dot doctor binding source, dot doctor's binding source, this one, dot add new. Therefore that is the code for that. Then I need to copy this part, me dot doctor binding source, that way. Therefore I needed to copy that. One. Therefore once I copy that, I can cross this, then go to the next button, this one. Therefore I paste to that side, me dot doctor binding source dot move next. This one should be dot move next, that way. Then for the next one should be me dot doctor binding source dot next previous. That is for the previous button. Then for the previous button, I just go to the same, me dot that dot move previous dot move previous. Then we just also go to the next button there. You go to this one for delete, for it is the same, dot remove current. That is the code. Also remember, you can get these codes from my website. That is the URL or the website address is just below this video. Therefore you'll be in a position to get these codes for practice purposes. Therefore these are, let's just go to this. Therefore in case I want to have these ones there, I just go to this point here and then just highlight this. Then once I highlight, I copy this, I just go to the next form where I want it here. Therefore I just paste. Therefore I have my buttons here. Therefore that one makes my work even easier. But you realize that to code I have to use this part here, patience. That is I use this part, patience binding source. Therefore it will mean that I'll have to write different different codes for different forms. And therefore, for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's stop it at that. Be checking on part 3 of hospital management system. In that module, I'll be taking you through how to do the coding for the login screen, and also for the cross button. That is for the cross button and for the login screen. Now that I have given you all the skills, now you have all the skills of actually coming up with this GUI, and also have the skill of doing the forms. Therefore, still on part 3, I'll be showing you how these buttons now connect to various forms in this one, and then we shall wrap up our system. Therefore, thank you very much for watching. See you in part. So guys, this is the doctor's form. This is our form 2. We can go to form 3, appointments form. You just go to data source here, then you go to appointments here, then you go to that point, you drag this one to this point. Then once you do that, you'll notice that we have created the grid. Therefore, this is our grid here. We go back, go to appointments, change this one to details, then also drag that one there. Therefore, this one goes to this point. On the other hand, you can also go to this point here, go to panel, you draw the panel. So you can just then bring these ones inside the panel. And therefore, for now, you'll be manipulating the panel. Then from this point, you can go to properties of the panel here. Just go to properties, and then you shall be in a position to do the required stuff here. But meanwhile, we can just go to the same here, toolbar, go to panel, draw the panel there. Then you can paste your buttons just like we did previously. Therefore, these are our buttons. These are our buttons here. Then after doing that, just save this, then go to the next form. The next form is, we have done that. The next one is we did patients form. You can go to form 5, the pharmacy. Therefore, in pharmacy, just go to data source, then pharmacy. Up here, go to details, then drag. This one will bring our details on this other end. This is for the pharmacy where we see the dosage. Then we can also go ahead to on toolbar, just like we did to the other one. First of all, we remove that selection. Then when we are in this part here, let's just do a bit of arranging this. Let's just save these ones. Then once we save that, we shall be in a position to notice that we have various buttons up here that you can use still to manipulate our database. Therefore, at this point so far, we have been in a position to do a bit of form 1, form 2, then form 3, we have form 4, form 5. But we are still not yet done with form 6 words. Therefore, just go back to this point, hit on words, go to details, drag and drop. Once you drag and drop, this is our point here. Then you can also go back to our panel, go to our toolbox, that is. Then you can just scroll and try to see whether we can see the panel. Therefore, this is our panel. Therefore, I can just drag this, just like in Microsoft Access. Then now I can manipulate my panel just like that, as you can see there. I can also go again to this point, take my panel, right click, paste. I paste my buttons. These are my buttons. Then from there, as I took you through this one, you can increase the size of objects just like we do in Microsoft Access Design View. Then you can also be in a position to highlight this and do the formatting as required. Like now, I can just do that. Then I highlight these ones and pull them away like that. Then can also be in a position to do the manipulations as required in also this part here. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we can also go ahead here and put the color. Like now I want this one to have a different shade from the other form there. Also, you can also do the same to this here. You can change by going to that point and making your buttons even more hardsome. Then from there we can also go to data, this point here, change this one to data grid, then drag. If you can see, this one is very simple to work with. Therefore I just drag this one. This is my grid. Then remember we have this part here, that is the binding source. The binding source here is very important. This is where your record source, or that is the record source is. Therefore I am now supposed to save that one, then go to the next form here. I do the same, then can just decide to pull these ones just a bit because I want to format this. Therefore I go to font, change that one to borrowed number 10. Good. Then change the color of this one. Again go to back color at this juncture here. Then you just change the color to a certain attractive color. Then these buttons of mine, I need to bring them down up to that point. Then can just decide to save my work. Therefore, so far you can be in a position to see that our design is almost complete. That is for all the forms. But you can also add the label here, up here, to make sure that the reader can be in a position to know what you are doing. Like for example, let's just go to toolbar, then we just go to panel, we draw a panel here, then also drag these ones inside the panel. Then we have this one left, this one is somewhere there. Then after doing that, you can be in a position again to bring this one to somewhere there. Then this is the pharmacy form. Therefore, you can also do the same to this point, design grid, then bring our grid here for the pharmacy, so that every record that is added, it can be in a position to be displayed in a tabular way. Therefore, this one is done up to that point. Therefore, you can also do the color background appearance changing here. We can just change that one to that color. Then I can just save on that. Then just a moment, we just hit on this. This one seems we did not apply the actual color. Therefore, that one is that. Then on the other hand, I just go ahead and do the necessary, that is addition of the buttons. Therefore I just go to panel, bring the panel here, right click, and then just paste that one. Therefore for that case I have done on the design there. So guys, we can do addition of this title here. Like for example, in this form of ours here, just go to toolbar, then go to label, go to where label is, take the label. Like for example, if you are keen, take the label here and draw the label. Then go to font here, increase the font size to something like 16, and you choose that 16 seems smaller. If I can just use 28, then just go to label where the text is here. Therefore this is about the doctor. This is the doctor's module, that way. Therefore this is the doctor's module. You can still add a bit of a bigger font, like 48, that way. Therefore this is our doctor's module. You can also proceed to the next one here. You see now this one I have indicated at the background. Then you can also take, this is the appointments module. Then you also have that is the patient's module. Therefore, for instance, we can try to look at this. Down here, ladies and gentlemen, we have patient's binding source. That is the record source. This one, patient's binding source. And therefore, for that case, if, for example, I just go ahead and hit on this one, double click this one, we can just put the code for that one. That is me dot, that is, let's just use it, me dot patient, that is patient binding source dot, that is dot add new, this one dot add new. That is the code for add new button. Therefore, I save that. I copy this part here, this part. I need to have that one. If I go back to my form 4, I go to next, this one, I double click, I just go to the same dot, now move next, that is dot move next, that is for the next button. Then we proceed, we save that, go to the previous button. The previous button we have me.patient binding source dot move previous, dot move previous. That way I save that cross, then I go to the delete module, therefore I do the same. Therefore this is dot current, that is dot remove current, that is dot remove current. That is the code for delete. Therefore I save that, cross that one, go again to the cross button. Therefore this one, for the cross button, we first of all need to write a class. Therefore we can just go to project here, then add class. Therefore when we go to add class, we shall add a class here. Therefore our class name will be iExit, therefore C exit. That way we can call it some other time. Therefore we shall have that one. Then we write our class here. This is where we write our class, and therefore we shall have dim iExit as dialog results. Then we proceed and say iExit equals to message box dot show, that is iExit equals to message box dot show. Therefore we shall have our message here. Therefore our message will be, do you want to exit? Therefore we put a question mark. Then we proceed, do you want to exit? Then we shall have our title, our next title there, comma. Then we shall have hospital. This is our hospital MIS. Then we proceed, then have comma message, that is message buttons, message box buttons dot yes no comma dot yes no comma. Then we proceed to the next one, then comma, then we have message box icon dot question. There we are. Now since we have this red line there, it seems there is a problem there. Therefore we shall have that one as public. We shall have public class here. If we shall have public C exit, then we shall have public shared function. If our function will be exit system, that way. Then after doing that, we are not yet done. Therefore we go to this point here, press enter, then continue with our stuff. Therefore if I exit equals to dialog research dot yes, then application dot exit. That is the function that we shall have there. If we just have that one, the function should be correct. But from this one, for the code looks like that. Let's have this one. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can get this code from my website. The URL is just down this video. Therefore, we are through with that function there. We can cross it. Then go to the cross button here. This is the cross button. Therefore, for the cross button, we just double click this one. Then we shall have also to declare that one. Therefore, this one will be our function. Therefore, our function for that is for delete will be dim I exit as dialog results. Then message.show confirm if you want to exit. Then you can just remove this space here. Okay, therefore you want the code to be 1. Just a moment. We need this code to be 1. There we are. Good. Therefore, we have that one. Therefore, this one's if x is exit equals to dialog. That is if it's dialog dot this one, then me dot cross. We remove this part here. For me dot cross. Therefore, that is the code. There is no red line. That means the code is correct. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, again, remember you can just copy these codes from my website. Then from there, you just cross this one and save this one. Then from there, we can just run this one to see whether it's really working as intended. Therefore, we just run that form of ours and then just give some time. We see how it looks like. Therefore, this is what we have. Therefore, if you click on add new, you see it goes to the next record there. When you click on previous, it's working. When you go to next, it's working. Like for example, let me add a guy here. Let me just add a doctor here, record like done that way. Therefore, we need to delete this one. There we are. Therefore, that one is done. Then from there, you can just hit on cross. Then you see our code is working perfectly. Confirm if you want to exit. Therefore, you can either click on no, you are retained there, or you can click on yes, and that one works good. Therefore, that is some of the steps that you'll use to come up with the add new button, next button, previous button, delete, and cross button. Alternatively, you can also opt to use this one here. You can also disable it by going to where the binding source is, and then you set that one to that is to disabled. Just go to where data binding source are, then you can disable that one. That is where when you feel that you don't want to have this one, but let it remain there for one reason or the other. Therefore, you can just go ahead to this point here. This is the word. Therefore, you go to label, you draw a label again there. Therefore, this is for the word. This is for the word, and therefore, for the word, you can just do the same. That just go to this point here. Go to this point, change that one, and then you click on OK. Then from there, on the other hand, in this point here, you can still go ahead and increase the font size to a bigger to a bigger size like that, and also then change here. This is word. Therefore you can change this one to word module. That is the word module, that way. Therefore that one looks like that. Then after having done that one, you can be in a position to produce or to link now the database again, in case you realize there is some point that you didn't really do as intended. On the other hand, you can just go to this point and refresh this. Therefore you can just refresh to make sure that our data source is really connected to this one. Therefore that is how you are supposed to come up with that is different modules, different forms as you can see, so that you can be in a position to connect them with this part here. Therefore the next step here is to connect the doctor's, that is the doctor's form, to this module by double clicking on this. Then you just go to we called it doctor, we called it doctor form dot show simple. Therefore let's just have to see whether that one works. Therefore just go to project, go to our hospital one MIS, then change the startup form to doctor form, then save it and run. Sorry, we shall just repeat on that because we have done a mistake. You don't need to have the doctor, but the main form, the GUI, the dashboard GUI. Therefore just go to these ones. We have form 1. Therefore our system, we should run as form 1. Therefore I open on form 1 like that. Therefore I click on this. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that one has worked. Then on the other hand, I stop my system, go back to form 1. That is not in the coding, but that is where the form 1 is our dashboard. I double click appointments form. The same case, I just come to this point and write appointment form dot show that way. Therefore I save on that, cross this one, go back to the next one here. The next one is patient's form. Therefore patient's form dot show. That is done. Save, cross, go back to payment. Payment is payments form, patient's form. Okay, let's just first of all skip that one. We shall check on how we have named that one. Therefore just go to this point here. This is patient. We renamed it as what? What is the name of the form, of the button? Or this is BTN payments, but we want it to show the payments form. Just confirm the payments form. The payments form. Okay, just a moment, we shall just confirm that. But meanwhile, just go back to pharmacy form here. We'll just see whether we have it. Pharmacy form dot show. Good, there we are. Save that one. Then go to words form. Therefore we have the words form dot show. That way. We save that one. Then later on we shall also do the other one. Therefore for that case now we can cross these ones. We can cross all these ones there. Then go to form 1. There we are. Then in form 1 here, this button here, give it a name. You can know these ones. Just check. It is BTN payments. These ones. This is BTN payments, but the payments form is not yet there. Therefore, for now, let's just go to this button here, cross button, we just paste our code the way it was. Therefore it remains exactly as it was in the other module. Therefore that one becomes, that is the code for cross. I have just copy pasted from the other one. Then from there we shall be now doing the last bit of this, where I shall take you on how to do this login part here, so that we can wrap up our system. But meanwhile, we can also check on how to do the clear button. We see how to do the clear button. Therefore, just double click this. Then we can do the clear button. The clear button here, for you to do the clear button, you must first of all note the name of this text box. This is text box 1, and then this one is text box 2. If we can just name these ones to txt username, txt username. Then this one we can name this one to txt password, txt password. Therefore, after doing that, this button of ours, you just come to this point, txt username dot clear. Then this one is txt password dot clear. That way. Therefore, those are the codes for clearing. But later on, you'll notice that we shall be clearing the buttons. Therefore, I shall be clearing the buttons, and therefore for that case, you can just add them here. Therefore, when we clear the buttons, you shall get this one's dot enabled should be equals to false. Then btn, the next one should be btn. We can talk about btn doctor dot enabled should be equals to false. Then the next one will be btn patients dot enabled equals to false. Then you can also talk about btn pharmacy dot enabled should be equals to false. That way. Then we can also talk about btn words dot enabled should be equals to false. Then btn payments, I've done about it. btn payments dot enabled should be equals to false. Therefore, when we clear, those buttons will automatically be set to false. Therefore, that one is also very much important as far as that code is concerned. On the other hand, when we click on cross, this one should also run. When we click on cross, all this should run. Cross should clear the usernames and disable the buttons. And for that case, we shall also go to cross button where we stopped here, and we include that code down here. That is, it should clear and then disable the buttons. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, when our form is running, the button should be disabled, and therefore for that case, these buttons here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those buttons should be disabled when the system runs. Therefore, just go to this form of ours. Therefore, I shall just go to on form road here by double clicking and type that. Those buttons, when the form roads, should be inactive, should only be active when the user supplies the correct username and password. And for that case, let's just run it and see whether those parameters are being applied. Therefore, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. You can notice that when our system runs like this, these buttons are disabled. And when somebody types the password here, this one, that way, then you hit on clear, this one should be disabled in case they were active. And therefore, for now, we have coded on these two buttons. We are only left with the actual coding of the login screen, and then once we do the coding of the login screen, our system will be complete. And therefore, for that case, what you need to do to do that one, you need to create two modules where we have login in valid and valid login. And to do that one, first of all, we have to connect our database again. That is, you create a new connection. Therefore, right click here, add a new connection. Then you go to database, then next, then next. Then this point here, you shall just create a new connection. Therefore, I just go to this point, browse. Then just go to this point of ours here. We go to where hospital management system is. Then you use the login database. Then test the connection. It is success. Therefore, you click on OK. Therefore, here it changes to login. Then you click on next. The copy. Yeah, no problem. Therefore, just go to next. Then I use tables. Then I hit on finish, so that I can add my new connection here. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, if you are keen, you realize that I have added the login part here, which is very much important as far as I'm concerned. Therefore, for that case, I'll just come to this point here on my right, then go to login system dataset .xz, then I open it. Therefore, once I open it, this dialog box here, login, comes in, and therefore I'll just go right click here, then I'll go to add query. Then from the add query, I hit on next, then I select this point, select which returns a single value. Then I hit on next. Here I hit on query builder. Then I will tick username and admin. Then I'll just go to this point. In the first filter here, I type equals 1. Then I scroll down. That one I have just gone to filter equals to 1. That is for the username. If I just go to here, filter equals to 1. Then I go down here. This one I put a question mark. I also go to the next one, I put a question mark. This one. For this one I also put a question mark. That is for the, this one, count equals to 1. Count equals to 1. This one equals to question mark. This one equals to question mark. We do that so that you can see username equals to question mark, admin equals to question mark. Therefore, that one will produce for this SQL statement here. Then I click on OK. Then I go to next. Here, this one will be login invalid. I just create this one as login. That is login invalid. That is the name. Next. Then finish. Then again, I repeat the same steps. Right click, go to add a query. Then, just a moment. Therefore, I just right click this. Then I go to add a query. Therefore, I am using the next step here. Select which returns a single value. Then next. Then query builder. This time round, I use a username and password. I repeat the same process, ladies and gentlemen, here. Count equals to 1. Then this one is equals to question mark. Also this one equals to question mark. Then I click on OK. Therefore, this is what I have. Then from there, I just go to next. This one you can just call it success. Success. Login success. That is the title of the dialog box. Login success. Then I just go to next, finish. Therefore, after doing that, I just save my work up to that point. Therefore, once now I save my work, therefore I'll now introduce my. Therefore, we go to this form here. Then our button, our login button is this one. We double click. Then once you double click, have the foreign code here. Therefore this is the code. It should be btn patience. Therefore this one here, we can just confirm whether we have adapter 1 or adapter 1 or the adapter. Let's see how it has been named. This is not a member, therefore let's have this one. Whether you shall check and confirm the name of this adapter. Therefore, meanwhile we save, this is the code. Therefore what the code is doing is clearing the txt buttons, then showing this message as we have done. But the login adapter here is the one that will actually make the connection successful. But meanwhile, let's just confirm the name of that one. We shall just check the name given to that one. Meanwhile, just go to this code here and check. Therefore, it will only work after this button here. This error here is removed. We just check on this. Indicates login table adapter. First, just try to fix that one, then we can run and see what we shall have. Therefore, I just see password, our username, and then our password. Therefore, there is still a bit of. Therefore, let's just try to see what happens. Therefore, once you start that way, you start the system, it builds, then routes. And for that case, here now, I just key in the password, the username and the password here, that way. Therefore, these buttons are inactive. And for that case, these buttons are now active. In that now, you can be in a position to run the project as you wish, that way. So you can be in a position to see the program is now complete and running accordingly. Therefore, if I clear here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see this one's now becomes inactive, and therefore that's how the system was supposed to be built. And for that case, ladies and gentlemen, remember you can get a copy of this project from my website. The address is just below this video. The codes are free of charge. Again, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also share this knowledge with your fellow students or ladies and gentlemen. God bless you.